Hey everybody, it's your boy AG, and as of me recording this right now, we're about halfway done with Tokyo Game Show 2017. Though this video isn't about something that happened today or recently, this is about a trailer for Final Fantasy Dissidia NT that happened on, I think, the first day during the PlayStation conference, or a little bit after, I can't really remember. But during that trailer, we got some pretty interesting info on the game that I wanted to talk about, but felt it was best to wait just in case any new details would emerge, because in the trailer itself, a lot of things were ambiguous and kind of hard to understand. But since I waited and no real new information popped up discussing the stuff in the trailer, so I'm going to talk about some ideas I had and thoughts on the trailer itself. And the first thing we should obviously talk about is the changes to the HUD of the game. As you can see, it's a lot more streamlined and less all up in your face, which is obviously good, but it's still a little busy in certain areas, but honestly I like it vastly better than the original. I've heard people complain that it still is a little bit too cluttered, and of course I could agree with that, but I feel like this is probably going to be the best that we're going to get due to the game itself having a lot of info to digest almost all the time. So I could dig this HUD redesign, because it's probably the best we're going to get. Next is probably one of the more interesting things in the trailer other than, the end part, which seems to be the introduction of 2 new game modes or 1 new game mode. You'll understand what I mean by possibly 1 game mode in a second, but first up we see what seems to be a defend/attack the point kind of game mode where 2 teams rush each other's crystals and try to break it, while at the same time defending their own crystals and trying to keep it intact naturally. A pretty straightforward mode. They didn't really show anything else because I honestly don't think there's anything else to the mode, but honestly it looks pretty fun. And the second possible mode here that we see is some kind of 3v1 mode. It's kind of hard to guess because we see no HUD or anything that indicates what this mode could possibly be about. For all we know, it could be anything from a 3v1 mode like I said before, or some kind of PvE mode where you fight summons in some kind of boss rush manner. I don't know. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad. But what many seem to think these possible modes could be is just 1 mode with 2 parts. The first being the crystal attack and defend portion, and the second being what happens after a team breaks the crystal and get a summon to wipe out the remaining opposing team players to get a win. Or perhaps they fight the summon of the team's crystal that they just broke in some kind of endgame situation. Either way, be it 2 different modes or 1 mode with multiple working parts, I could totally see them being pretty fun in my opinion. For team/party players, Maybe not so much for solo queue kind of people. One of the main things I wanted for Dissidia from the start were variety and replayability. Dissidia at this point isn't a traditional fighting game in the sense of it's all about KOing the foe. Team play could and kinda is an important part of the game, so I hope that this possible mode or modes aren't the only new ones introduced into the game. For example, I could see a capture the flag type mode working out pretty well for Dissidia's 3-man squad structure, a flag being planted on a player of each of the opposing teams, and the first to kill the flag bearer of the opposing team wins one of the best out of 3 or 5 rounds, I don't know. Little modes and stuff like that could make the game a lot more appealing to people on the fence of it now than it was before. Just saying. But that's enough of that. Now for the more exciting part of the trailer, which was the Noctis reveal. Noctis in this game by any means isn't a surprise. We've known about him for months now due to that Amazon listing for the game blatantly saying that he was in along with a lot of other tidbits, but was taken down but was obviously also too late. From the looks of the damn 10 seconds we've seen of Noctis in the game, he seems to be an assassin class fighter excelling with up close combat. With my fighting game expertise, I'm just joking, he seems like he could possibly implement a bait and punish kind of gameplay style due to all of his zipping around with warp strikes, or possibly a hit and run gameplay style for the very same reason. Though there's not too much to go on, I could really see Noctis being a really fucking broken character depending on how they go about balancing his warp strike abilities in battle. Like, there has to be some kind of cooldown method to it, or is he able to spam it? God, I hope not. But that's really all we know about Dissidia right now, and all the information that was in the trailer. Wasn't a lot of stuff, but was some pretty interesting stuff nonetheless. What do you guys think about Noctis and the potential of having more modes in Dissidia besides the whole versus stuff? Tell me in the comments down below, and I'll catch you dudes in the next video. As usual, stay gold. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you look right above me, you can see 2 of my previous videos. So, if you feel like supporting your boy, feel free to check them out. It's okay, take your time. I'll just be right here when you're ready to watch them.